the Kaiser Aluminum Hour. Presented by Kaiser Aluminum, the bright star of metals.
Tonight, live from New York, the Kaiser Aluminum Hour, presented by Kaiser Aluminum and Chemical Corporation, brings you another in its series of dramatic programs produced by Unit 4.
Martin. TWX for Captain Taylor. Don't read it, just deliver it.
For the captain, from the adjutant general.
Come in. TWX, Captain. Just came in.
From Washington?
Yes, sir.
Political connections.
Yes, sir.
Has he arrived yet?
No, sir.
Okay, Sergeant, thanks.
The guy coming in today?
Looks like we got us a little present from the Pentagon.
In just a moment, we'll continue with Act One of the Kaiser Aluminum Hour.
Hey, extra paper, extra.
It's here, the revolutionary new foil from Kaiser Aluminum. Kaiser Broiler Foil, the only foil in the world that's quilted to give it super strength. Look, it's so strong that a single layer can support Kaiser's Katie. There it is. Nothing more than a single sheet of Kaiser Broiler Foil holding her up. Here, you can see for yourself. Just a sheet of foil right out of the box. The secret is this exclusive diamond pattern quilted into the foil. It gives Kaiser Broiler Foil amazing strength. Strength to handle the heaviest kitchen jobs easily. Wrap with it. It refuses to split. Cook with it. It's extra large to fit your broiler pan. Kaiser Broiler Foil.
It's quilted to give it super strength.
Try household, all-purpose, and super strong Kaiser Broiler Foil in the red quilted box.
We continue with Part One of A Real Fine Cutting Edge.
All right, Mac, come on. This is where you get off. Is this B Company? Yeah. Welcome to your new home. Thanks a whole lot, buddy.
Heavy, huh? No, nothing like that. Well, if you want, I'd give you a hand. Thanks. That's not getting well around here, Sam. Is this the orderly room? You better believe it. A word of advice if you're going to join our happy little club, Sam. Okay. Walk softly through that door. Why? Master Sergeant Willard T. Deb lives in there. That's his cave. Who's Sergeant Deb? He is a Jewel. You like him? Me, I love him. I mean, why else I'd be washing his windows? I didn't love him so much. Have fun. Hello. Oh. Hello. Take that hat off your head. Oh, sorry, forgot.
Didn't anyone ever tell you you're supposed to knock before you come into a room? I swear, I don't know where these geeks get the idea they can come barging into someone's room without knocking. You know where they get that idea, Martin?
Beats me, Sarge.
Must come from some place with no doors on them.
Seems that way.
Yeah, it sure does seem that way. Is that right, soldier? You come from some place with no doors on them?
Next time I'll knock.
You better believe it.
These are my records, Sergeant.
What kind of a uniform is that?
It's the one they gave me.
The one who gave you?
The Army gave it to me.
What army was that? The Salvation Army?
It's the one they gave me at the induction center.
Did they give you this camera at the induction center, too?
The camera's mine.
Is it part of your uniform?
I said it was mine.
I asked if it was part of your uniform.
No.
Well, then why are you wearing it with your uniform?
Very expensive camera. I don't want it to get broken.
And we'll take it off. You're out of uniform.
Sergeant, this is my personal property.
I said take it off. I swear, I don't know when these geeks are going to learn it. They should do something when they're told to do it around here, huh? You mustn't like that uniform very much.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I asked you if you liked it.
Well, I've had better clothes.
Did you treat him like that?
Like what?
Like there was some sort of gunny sack?
Sergeant, I've been traveling all day. I've been on trains and buses, in and out of half a dozen dirty Army trucks. What do you expect my uniform to look like?
I don't expect it to look like anything, soldier. But while you're in my company, it will look like the uniform of the United States Army. And you will wear it like you're proud of it. Do you understand?
Sergeant, I didn't come here to fight with you.
Well, that's real smart of you, soldier.
I'm not a soldier. I was drafted. They sent me down here from the induction center for basic training. You're supposed to teach me how to be one.
Are you trying to tell me what I'm supposed to do and what I'm not supposed to do?
No.
Well, it's a good little boy. Now, suppose you go outside like a good little boy and see if you can learn to come into an orderly room, huh? Did you hear me?
Oh, I don't get it. You mean now?
Well, when do you think I mean? Next week, stupid? How stupid can some guys be, huh, Martin?
It's me, Sarge. Pretty stupid.
All right. Outside, stupid. Go ahead.
Look, Sergeant, this is kind of silly, isn't it?
Soldier, nothing I ever do is silly. Now get outside. Come back here! You better learn how to go out of an orderly room first.
Oh, what am I supposed to do? Back out, bowing as I go?
Boy, you're really asking for it, aren't you, huh?
Seems to me like you're giving it away for nothing, Sergeant.
You slam that door like that once more, soldier, and you're about to wish you were never born. Now get out there.
Yes, Buana.
What'd you say?
Yes, sir.
I'm not a sir. I'm a sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
You're playing cool, Sam. Believe me, you don't pay to go shooting your mouth off with it. He'll eat you alive.
Maybe.
Yeah, play it cool.
Come in.
Yes, Buana.
Much cooler than that.
Good afternoon, Sergeant.
Well, that's much better.
My name is Gillis, Sergeant. Edward E. Gillis.
I know, we've been expecting you. And it's Private Edward E. Gillis.
Yes, Sergeant.
Serial number?
U.S. 13370-909.
Well, you're getting better all the time. Private Edward E. Gillis.
I do my best, Sergeant Willard T. Debb.
Yeah. Yeah, you sure do. 224 East 66th Street, New York City, New York. Well, that's a pretty fancy neighborhood you live in, isn't it, huh?
It's very pleasant.
It's very expensive, too, huh? That's all right. You got plenty of money, haven't you, Gillis? Says here you made $10,000 last year. Is that right?
It's about right.
About right? Well, what is right, Gillis? You wouldn't be trying to snow the truth, would you?
Whatever it says there, Sergeant, that's what I made.
Good for you. I see you did all right in a little test, too. Language proficiency. You speak English. All these IQ 140. College graduate and everything, huh? Wow. Well, you're a pretty bright little boy, aren't you, Gillis, huh? Well, don't let that IQ go to your head. You just remember, I got the only IQ around here. You try and remember that, huh?
I'll try to remember that, Sergeant.
You're trying to remember an awful lot of things for one day, aren't you, Gillis, huh? Well, don't worry about it. You just relax. I won't let you forget.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Now, you wait here. Captain will probably want to see you. Martin, suppose you give Gillis a cup of coffee. He looks a little nervous. Captain doesn't like his troops to be nervous.
Help yourself.
Thanks. Tell me something. Is he always in such a cheerful mood?
You loused up, Mac.
What is it you're supposed to do?
You play ball with him and he'll play ball with you. One thing you don't like for sure. That's 8 balls.
All he wants are a bunch of straight men, is that it? Somebody laugh at all these big jokes all the time?
I laugh at his jokes because I think they're funny. You just better think they're funny too, here.
I think he's a riot.
Don't come crying around me about it no more either, because I just work here, soldier.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Nobody does me no favors around here, and I don't do no favors for nobody else. Here?
Hey, Martin, do me a favor, will you?
What?
Don't do me no favors. That'll keep him awake all night.
Lynch,
Hiya, Sarge. How's it going? You want your windows washed?
aren't you forgetting something?
Well, sure, Sarge. What?
That hat's stupid.
Well, what do you know? A hat. That's my hat. On my head in your office. I swear, I don't know what it's going to take to make some of us geeks learn. I mean, how stupid can one guy get? What do you say, Martin? Beat you, huh? Pretty stupid? Back to the windows.
All right, Gillis, Captain will see you now. You going to report to an officer?
I think I can manage it, Sergeant.
Come in.
I've seen a lot of movies.
Well, Martin. Looks like we got us a new toy, huh?
Hey, Merry Christmas there, Sarge.
I bought that in Germany last year. Paid about, I guess half of what you'd have to pay for something like that in New York.
Mm-hmm. That's very nice. Well, personally, I'd much rather work with 35 millimeter. You know, smaller, quicker. Easier to keep out of sight. People don't know you're around so much.
Yeah, I bet nobody knew you were around when you did that story on the convention, huh?
Well, did you see that layout?
Yeah, that one didn't look, yeah. Oh, some of those shots were great. Just brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
That one in the caucus room with that plastered delegate. Oh. Matter of fact, I think I still have that copy of Look Around someplace. Have you got anything new coming out?
Well, I haven't exactly had too much time on my hands lately, you know.
Yeah, I guess you haven't.
I brought my camera with me, though. I thought as long as I was going to be here, I might as well do a story on basic training.
Well?
A couple of editors asked me about it. I thought I might give it a try. Might as well get something out of this, huh?
Gillis, the main reason for your being here is for you to be trained. You understand that? Not for you to take pictures.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I don't mind you taking pictures, of course, but the moment it interferes with your training or the training of anyone around you, it stops.
That's fair enough.
Well, that'll be all. Glad to have you with us. Sergeant Deb will look after you from here on out.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Gillis, come back here a minute. That'll be all, Gillis.
Goodbye.
Well, did you have a nice little chat with the captain?
He speaks English.
Lynch,
Yes, Sarge?
take Gillis over to supply. Let him draw his gear. Get him squared away. Here, Martin, file this. Put him in a second squad. He can sack out next to Lynch.
Where's my camera? Where's my camera, Sergeant?
What camera's that?
The camera I came in here with.
Oh? Martin, did you see Private Gillis come in here with any camera?
Beats me, Sarge.
Sergeant, let's not play games, shall we? Just give me the camera.
Well, I happened to hear the captain over. He said that he didn't want you taking any pictures during training.
He said I could take pictures as long as it didn't interfere with training.
Well, let me put it this way. I say it will interfere with your training.
Where'd you put my camera?
I swear, I never saw a guy make such a fuss over a little brownie. Did you, Martin?
No, it beats him, Sarge. It is not a brownie, Sergeant. It's a very expensive camera.
You know, Gillis, you seem to be pretty impressed about how much your things cost you. You better remember, you're not a big-shot photographer around here. You're just a private soldier for 13 weeks, that's all.
I want that camera.
Well, it's in my desk in the bottom drawer. Why don't you get it yourself?
Sergeant, give me his camera.
Come on, let's get you squared away. I'll put him in a sack right next to mine, Sarge.
Martin, give me that duty roster, huh?
Sergeant, don't overdo it.
I've had basic training companies before, Captain.
Why don't you try playing it like I do?
How's that?
Well, stupid, you know. Keep it tight. Now, you've seen us in the orderly room. He even kind of likes me.
He doesn't like anybody except Sergeant Deb.
Oh, don't kid yourself. He don't like Sergeant Deb more than he don't like most anybody else.
How you doing, Gillis?
Well,
You got that figured out yet?
He's getting there, Sarge, but with a guy like me helping him, it's bound to take a little longer.
Yeah, that figures. When you're finished with it, Gillis, you let me know, huh? I'll come around and inspect it.
There, you see? Just play it stupid. He eats that stuff up. I mean, being stupid can't hurt you. But Deb, he can hurt you, and he will. You give him half a chance.
why?
Well, you got something he wants, you know?
No, I don't know. What is it he wants?
He wants whatever it is you got makes you act the way you do. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I guess so.
Well, brother, you let him see much of it, and he's going to go after it. And you were trolling all over the place in there this afternoon. Now, me, I got the same thing. Only me, I don't let nobody see it. And if Deb don't see it, he ain't going to know it's there. And if he don't know it's there, he ain't going to try taking it away from me. Now, I mean, I'm still going to have it when I get out of this place. You know what I mean? Just play it stupid, will you?
That latrine in there looks like a pigsty.
Well, so what do you expect from us pigs, Sarge?
How about you going in and cleaning it up, Gillis?
I haven't finished with this yet, Sergeant.
I didn't ask you it was finished. I said I wanted you to clean it up. I mean clean it up good, too, and I mean now.
Yeah, well, that's okay, Sarge. I'll do it. You look.
No, I want Gillis to do it.
Oh, come on now, Sarge. I mean, I'm pretty good at a train doing it by this time. You know what I mean?
I'm waiting, Gillis.
Well, look, Sarge, why can't I do it for you?
Forget it.
Gillis, you'll find all the gear you need in that big locker.
Hey, Sarge. Maybe it's better you didn't push him so hard. I mean, not all at once, you know? Just His first day and all that.
Well, we sure have got a lot of chiefs around here all of a sudden, haven't we, huh? Now, look, Lynch. Why don't you go back to being a good little Indian, huh?
One of these days.
Yeah? One of these days what?
I don't know. Just one of these days. I mean, one of these days, you're going to be up front, you know? On a rifle range, on a night problem. You know, there ain't many of us guys that's a very good shot.
There's only one thing wrong with that, Lynch. You ain't got the guts.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Sarge. Sarge? What about Gillis?
What about him?
Well, you sure he ain't got the guts?
In just a moment, we'll return with Act Two of the Kaiser Aluminum Hour.
This is John Cameron Swayze. I wondered if many of you have ever heard of the town of Ravenswood, West Virginia. If you haven't, you soon will, because something big is happening there, something that could only happen in a vital, dynamic country like America. Tonight, to take you on an inspection flight to Ravenswood, West Virginia, here is Mr. Henry J. Kaiser, chairman of the board of Kaiser Aluminum.
Good evening. In flying over the Ohio Valley in West Virginia, you come to the famous Great Bend of the river. And here it is, Ravenswood, which 18 months ago was a small agricultural community of some 1,100 people. Since then, a great many changes have taken place. Surveyors, engineers, and architects have been at work. Today, Ravenswood looks like this. This is the construction site of Kaiser Aluminum's 2 new Ravenswood plants. And although partially completed, this new rolling mill is already in production. Within a year, it will be the most modern mill of its kind in the world, capable of rolling more than 300 million pounds of aluminum a year. That's more than the entire country produced before World War II. Of course, we of Kaiser Aluminum are enthusiastic about what we are building at Ravenswood. Why? Because these new plants will provide a new and greater service that will directly affect millions of people. These new plants are important to industry. They mean a whole new source of supply at the very doorstep of the nation's leading aluminum consumers. Aluminum that's within only 48-hour shipping time to most of these vast major markets. They also mean new opportunities for one of the oldest industries in the Ohio Valley, coal. 1.5 million tons of coal per year will be used to generate the huge amount of electricity required to run the new Ravenswood plants. To the people of the Ohio Valley, these new plants mean additional jobs, the opportunity to learn new trades, new homes for new workers, and of course, new schools. And what about you? Ravenswood is going to affect you, too. You're going to find aluminum appearing more and more often in your daily life, in your business, in your sports and hobbies, and around your home. Whether you're a manufacturer using aluminum by the truckload, or a housewife using foil and countless new aluminum products, you're bound to see and use aluminum. Kaiser Aluminum from Ravenswood, West Virginia. And when this happens, remember that this is an example of what a group of Americans can accomplish when they see an opportunity and set out to build together. Thank you.
We continue with part 2 of A Real Fine Cutting Edge.
All right, Gillis, let's go. Come on, over the top. Over there. Get over there, Gillis. Come on, Gillis. There's no crocodiles in that water. Let's go. No, Gillis. No, not in the head. The gut. It'll take 3 men to carry me. You can get all 3. Come on now. Keep it down. Keep it down, Gillis. What do you want to do? Get it shot off?
Well, Sergeant Debb tells me that you aren't doing very well, Gillis.
Nothing Sergeant Debb might tell you would surprise me very much, Captain.
Don't try to be clever with me, Gillis. Everybody knows how clever you are. Don't feel that you have to go around proving it all the time. Suppose you tell me why you're not shaping up.
Am I not shaping up, Captain?
If you were, would I be getting these reports from Sergeant Debb?
Everyone's entitled to his opinion. Sergeant Debb has his opinion, I have mine.
All right. What is your opinion?
I'm doing all right.
And what's the problem with Debb?
We just don't like each other. That should be pretty obvious to you by now, Captain.
Stand up, Gillis.
Sir?
I said stand up. You're at attention, Gillis.
Am I really, Captain? All this time I thought I was at parade rest.
You stand at attention when you talk to an officer of the United States Army, Private. You stand there, and don't you move, and don't you say a word until I've finished. I'd try to help you. Don't want to help. Just listen to what I've got to say. Take it for what it's worth. The day you arrived here, I received a message from the Adjutant General's office. Private Edward E. Gillis, U.S. 133700909, will be permitted to request transfer to the Public Information Division upon completion of his basic training. Well, I've been around long enough to know what that means, Gillis. It means that you've got some pretty good connections in New York and Washington. They want you up there taking pictures for the PIO. That's all right. That's fine. That's probably the best way the Army can use you for the 2 years that you're going to be in it. But right now, that's no concern of mine. Right now, you're learning how to be a soldier. Upon completion of his basic training. That means satisfactory completion of your basic training, Gillis. And if at the end of your 13-week training cycle, Sergeant Debb tells me you have not satisfactorily completed your basic training, I'm holding you over for another 13 weeks. And I'll continue to hold you over until I am satisfied. Have you got that straight? You could end up in the infantry for 2 years, so you just better start growing up. You got any questions?
He's sucking so much wind now, he don't know whether he's coming or going.
Well, I got a whole company of them college boys. They're driving me nuts.
So they went to school. What is that, a big deal?
Yesterday, this guy comes into me and tells me I'm rude. I should be a little more courteous, he says. I mean, what are you going to do with geeks like that?
Hey, I'll be back in a minute. I think I was a little rude to Gillis yesterday. A little courtesy call, huh?
Yeah. These guys want to
I feel like it was some kind of...
What'd he say? Hi, Sarge. What am I doing wrong now?
Everything.
Yeah, I mean besides everything.
Besides everything? Oh, nothing much.
I think your two friends are calling you, Sergeant.
How'd it go, Gillis? Your little chat with the captain.
You know what it was about. Why bother to ask?
Well, I just didn't want you to think I was rude. You know, I think a little politeness and courtesy could go a long way in this man's army. What do you think, Lynch?
Oh, after you, Sergeant.
Oh, no. After you, Private.
Oh, no, Sergeant. I must insist. After you.
We'd really get a lot of things done if it went that way, wouldn't we, Gillis?
You may think that's funny, Sergeant.
Yeah, I think it's real funny. What do you think it is?
I think it's a pretty good idea. We could all do with a little more courtesy around here. I don't think that's funny at all. The idea of courtesy, privacy, politeness, those things don't seem funny at all to me anymore. Because one's dignity is kept intact by little things like that. Start taking away those things, pretty soon you've taken away dignity. When you've done that, all you've got left is a bunch of animals. It's a lot easier, isn't it, Sergeant? Being the top dog if we all behave like dogs. Well, how about another beer? You guys want some more beer? It's on me.
All right, Gillis. I ain't never been to no college. And I don't know much about taking fancy pictures for magazines. But I've been in a couple of pretty good wars. And I never seen no Krauts or Goops being polite or courteous to no one. And if we had much of that stuff between ourselves, why, you'd be in the German army now instead of the one you're in now. Just you remember that, huh? Until you know what an army's run for, you just shut up and do what you're told. And let the people who do know what it's run for run it, all right?
Yeah, but the only trouble with you guys, Sarge, is every time there's a war, you gotta draft all the civilians to win it for you.
Oh, you make good cannon fodder. That's about all you're good for anyway. You never learn anything till it's too late. You know, Gillis, someday you're liable to be glad there were guys like me around to keep you from getting your head shot off.
You've been reading too much Herman Woke, Sergeant.
I ain't been reading nothing, Gillis.
Well, maybe if you did, you'd find out there is no war going on. This is a peacetime army. It can afford to be made up of human beings.
I heard that same crap in 1940. Don't you believe it? There could be a war tomorrow.
Don't come off it, Deb. I know you. You're not here to protect your country. You found a home in the army. An easy chance for you to kick people around. And that gives you a big, fat charge, doesn't it? If war came tomorrow, that wouldn't disturb you, not one bit. No, then you'd really be happy. You'd have even more of an excuse for being the kind of corrupt, subhuman animal you are. You make me sick. Well, he's pretty tired, Sarge. I mean, after all that marching, he don't know what he's talking about.
Lynch, your friend has had it.
Hey, Gillis! Gillis! You better get out of here, Debs, unless we all leave in a PX. Don't let him come. He lives here.
You resting, Gillis?
What do you want, Deb?
You're gonna clean this barracks.
Go away, will you?
Get up, Gillis. You're gonna GI this barracks.
Get out of here.
Gillis, I'm giving you a direct order. Now get up. All the way up, Gillis. You're gonna clean this barracks.
No, I'm not, Sergeant.
Soldier, I'm giving you a direct order. Now get up.
I wonder how you'd sound without those stripes on your arm.
Well, why don't we just find out, huh?
Hey, come on, Gillis.
You
Forget
stay
about
out of this, Lynch. All right, Gillis. My stripes are off. Now, how do I sound?
You get everybody down with you sooner or later, don't you?
What's the matter? You're not scared, are you? Of a stupid, corrupt, subhuman sergeant? Huh?
Okay, Deb. You win.
Don't tell you I'm done with it, Deb. Come on, fight. Come on, Deb, fight.
I don't have to, Gillis. You already lost.
Come on, Deb, come on, fight with me.
You guys saw that, didn't you? Disobeying a direct order and striking a non-commissioned officer in the performance of his duty? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, Gillis, you've had it.
Come on and fight with me, Deb. Fight with me, Lynch. Come back and fight. Fight! Fight! Come out and fight!
And I give him an order and he disobeyed it, sir. Then I give it to him again. A direct order. And he still disobeyed it. Then he got up and he slugged me. I didn't want to fight with him. I thought I'd bring the whole thing over here to you.
Did you call the MPs?
No, sir. I thought we'd kind of keep this in the family. I don't see any reason to get the whole post mixed up in our company business. We can take care of this ourselves.
Did any of it get on the CQ's report?
No, sir.
Any witnesses?
Yes, sir. Sergeant Brill from A Company and Sergeant Batten from D Company. They were there with me.
At all?
Lynch. Yes, sir. Private Lynch was there, too.
Okay. Would you have Gillis and Lynch come in to see me?
You want to see them now, sir?
Just as soon as I can get over here.
Private Lynch and Private Gillis report to the orderly room. Private Lynch and Private Gillis report to the orderly room.
Come in. Wow. Good morning, Private Gillis. How do you feel today? Pretty good or just fair?
Let's get right to the point, shall we, Sergeant?
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Captain wants to see you. You wait here, Lynch.
Come in.
Sit down, Lynch. Now, over here, I want to talk to you. Now, you and me, we always got along all right, didn't we?
Gillis is a friend of mine, Sarge.
Yeah, I know, but I'm a friend of yours, too. Now, you got to figure who's your best friend in B Company. Who can do you the most good? Gillis is, well, he's kind of an expensive friend to have about now. It's liable to cost you more than he's worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Uh-huh. Well, Sergeant Deb didn't tell me anything about taking off his shirt. Well, even if he did, and encouraged you to fight with him, you still refuse to obey a direct order.
That's right, sir.
That's a pretty serious offense all by itself.
Well, in a way, Captain, you might say I was doing exactly what Sergeant Deb wanted me to do. I was really obeying him, just being a good little soldier.
Oh, let's not have any more of that, shall we? You're in trouble. And that sort of wise guy stuff is certainly not going to help you very much.
What is? You and Sergeant Deb, I suppose.
All right, Gillis, wait outside in the orderly room. Sergeant?
Well, it's pretty much the way I said it was going to be.
Yeah.
Deb's lying about it. He told Taylor I hit him for no reason at all.
Yeah, well, you had it figured that way.
Yeah, I had it figured that way. Thanks.
What happens now?
Taylor's the one who got to talk to you about it.
Yeah?
What are you going to tell him?
You know, if you'd only listened to me when I told you how to get by with Deb, we wouldn't be here sweating this thing out now. Oh,
Is that what you're going to tell him?
No, I'm going to tell him, you know.
Okay.
Lynch,
Yeah, Sarge?
Captain wants to see you.
Private Lynch reporting come in as ordered, sir.
At ease, Lynch. Well, Lynch, there seems to be a slight difference of opinion about exactly what happened last night.
What do you mean, sir?
You know what I mean. Don't play stupid with me, Lynch. Suppose you tell me about it.
About what happened last night?
Yes.
Well, we was over to PX.
No.
I was drinking beer.
Forget the PX. You were in the barracks. You and Gillis. Sergeant Deb comes in. What happened?
Yeah, well, Sergeant Deb came in, and me and Gillis, we were there. Gillis was laying on his sack.
Come on, Lynch.
Well, Sergeant Deb come over to Gillis, and he gave him an order.
What was the order?
He wanted him a GI to barracks.
Go on.
Well, Gillis, he didn't want a GI to barracks. You see, we've been marching all day.
Say?
What did who say?
What did Gillis say to Sergeant Deb?
Come on, Lynch. Tell the captain what he said.
Well, he said he wasn't going to GI to barracks.
That all he said?
Well, he told Sergeant Deb here to get out and leave him alone.
Then? Lynch, will you tell me what happened? Go on, tell me the whole thing. Finish it.
Come on, Lynch.
Well, Sergeant Deb, he gave him this order again. Get up off a sack. And Gillis, he gets up, and they're standing there. And
Come on.
the sergeant tells him to start GI in the barracks.
Come on, Lynch.
Well, he hits him.
Gillis hit Sergeant Deb. Just like that. Nothing else was said, nothing else happened before that.
Yes, sir, I told you just the way I saw it, Captain.
Okay, Lynch.
How? Gillis, he was pretty upset, you know. I mean, he gets pretty down on him. He does these things he don't mean to do. I mean, you gotta
That'll
understand...
be all, Lynch.
Yes, sir. I mean...
You can go now.
I'm sorry, Dad. It's like Deb says, well, you're too expensive. I can't afford you no more. I mean, you know how it is with me.
Yeah, I know.
There's no hard feelings, huh?
No, I guess not.
Well, I'll be seeing you around. If you want anything, you just let me know, huh? Okay?
Okay.
Well, what do you want me to do? Have him court-martialed?
I don't think we have to court-martial him, Captain. We're here to make good soldiers out of these guys, not court-martial them. I don't see where he's going to do the Army any good in a stockade, do you?
Well, come on, get to the point.
Well, if we let him off the hook for what he's done, but still hold the idea of a court-martial over his head, why, I think he'll come around, don't you?
There would seem to be an almost irresistible military logic in your plan, Sergeant.
I'd want him to apologize, too, sir.
What if he won't?
Well, he will, Captain. He's not stupid. You just tell it to him. Just like I told you.
Just like you told me. All right. Have him come in. You'll wait outside, Sergeant.
All right, Gillis, inside.
Come in.
What's the deal, Sarge?
I think Private Edward E. Gillis is just about ready to make his peace with the Army.
All right, Deb's lying about the fight. I know that. So is Lynch. There's nothing I can do about that. Lynch is trying to make things easy for himself with Deb. I can't stop that. If this thing went to a court-martial, he'd still be on Deb's side. So would Deb's two buddies. You'd be crucified. And there wouldn't be one single thing that I could do about it. Deb is offering you a way out. You don't like it, I don't like it. So what? It happens to be the only way out. Take it.
Who's running this company, you or Sergeant Deb?
Sergeant Deb is running it.
And all this time I thought you were the commanding officer.
Sergeant Deb is running it for me because he knows how to run it. I don't. I'm just a reserve officer. I run an automobile agency in South Bend, Indiana. I'm not a soldier. I don't want to be one. I didn't want to get in this Army any more than you did, but I'm in it. For 2 years I'm in it, and I'm very lucky to have someone like Sergeant Deb around who knows what to do.
You're just trying to make things easy for yourself, as I did, Captain, like my friend Lynch.
Why, you sanctimonious little punk, you... You come in here bleeding about your integrity, your precious individuality. All I've been able to see is a lot of arrogance. The whole world has to toe the line that you draw. Everybody's out of step with Edward E. Gillis. The first time you find out that the Army doesn't run just the way you think it should, you come crying about what a big bad wolf Sergeant Deb is. Well, just you listen to me. Sergeant Deb was drafted into this army in 1940, into a peacetime army, just like you. But he had to fight a war. While you were busy developing your pictures and your individuality, he was out getting his tail shot off. He was wounded twice, decorated 3 times. When the war was over, they'd taken 7 years out of the middle of his life. Not 2, 7. All he knew how to do professionally was to kill. Well, there's only 2 places in the world for killers, either in prison or in the army. They don't do anybody much good in prison, but they're sure good to have around in the army because that's what the army's for, killing. It needs all the Sergeant Debs that it can get. Now, let me tell you the kind of person that nobody needs. And that's an arrogant, self-important, little smart aleck. Thinks that the whole world has to be made over into his image. 24-year-old child is a pretty unappealing specimen. You're going to be in this army for 2 years, so you'd better start learning how to be a soldier. Don't expect anyone to make a hero out of you and a heel out of Sergeant Deb. Don't expect me to do that. You force me to choose between you, I'll choose Deb.
Why?
Because I'm in the army, and if a war started, I'll give you one guess who I'd want out there fighting for me. You could take pictures. You've only got 2 more weeks here if you don't cause any more trouble. Finish clean. Get your transfer to PIO. Coast the rest of the way. Don't gamble your 2 years against Deb's 2 weeks. You want me to get him in here now?
All right.
Roger, Deb. Give me a minute. Sit down, Sergeant. Gillis here has something to say to you. Gillis?
Well, Captain, you want me to grow up. Well, I'm not a child. I don't want to be a hero. I'm Gillis. I don't want to try to start being somebody else for 2 years. I don't want to be lynched for 2 years. I wouldn't want to be lynched for 2 weeks. I wouldn't care very much to be you either, Captain. You want me to apologize to the sergeant here. You want me to admit to him that he was right and I was wrong. To make things easier for myself. In other words, you want me to lie about what happened. Is that what you call being grown up, Captain? To lie like Lynch lied? Is Lynch grown up, Captain? That's right, Sergeant. The captain knows all about it, but he's willing to go along with that lie to make things easier for himself, aren't you, Captain?
Gillis?
Captain, I can't lie. Because that's the way I'd start getting to be like Lynch or you, and I don't ever want to feel that sorry for myself. I'm Gillis, and when I get out of this army, I'm still going to be Gillis.
Gillis, I think...
Now, Captain, you started this, and you're going to let me finish.
Take it easy, Gillis.
Now, Sergeant, you can do whatever you want about that fight. You can court-martial me. You can keep me right here for the entire 2 years that I'm in the Army. You can make me scrub barracks or dig holes or pull KP, but I'm not going to come sucking around you like Lynch and a captain here. You just give the orders, I'll take them. You tell me to march 30 miles, I'll march 30 miles. You're a killer, I'll be a better killer. Whatever you hand out, Sergeant Deb, I'll take. But you're going to get something back from me you'll never be able to take. You're going to get me, Gillis, And you'll never be able to digest that. Whenever you see me or hear my voice or watch me move or even just know that I'm here, you're going to know that you can't get to me, Deb. And that's going to drive you crazy.
I'll get him back.
Never mind. Let him go.
What are you going to do?
What do you think I should do?
I'll get his papers ready for a court-martial.
No. No court-martial. You wanted to keep it in the family? All right, let's keep it there.
Captain, you don't really think we can bring him around in another 13 weeks of training, do you?
You don't really want him here for another 13 weeks, do you?
Captain, you can't let anyone get away with something like that.
Something like what?
What Gillis just pulled.
Or what you just pulled.
I think you got your facts a little mixed up, Captain.
I sure do.
What are you going to do?
Run my company, Sergeant.
I mean about Gillis.
Gillis? I think he's just about satisfactorily completed his training. I suppose, in a way, we did our job very well. I'm afraid he's a soldier now. General Eisenhower described him pretty well a few years ago, talking about the Army. A real fine cutting edge.
In a moment, we'll return with a word about our next presentation on the Kaiser Aluminum Hour.
Good news for cooks. Here's a new disposable broiler tray of strong, light-gauge aluminum. It's made by a customer of Kaiser Aluminum. It does away with cleaning greasy broiler racks and oven walls. With this deep corrugated base, foods don't broil in their own fat. This sturdy, leak-proof tray will hold a 3 to 4 pound steak, 6 to 8 chops, even a chicken broiler. Because it's made of aluminum, it heats quickly, cooks faster, reduces fuel costs. Once used, you can throw it away. It's available now at your grocer's in this package of 5. These new disposable broiler trays are good news for cooks.
2 weeks from tonight, the Kaiser Aluminum Hour will bring you Fielder Cook's production of Throw Me a Rope, the haunting story of a man, his work, and his marriage when, without warning, they all are threatened. Don't miss Throw Me a Rope on the Kaiser Aluminum Hour 2 weeks from tonight.
Katie's in the kitchen for Kaiser. Katie's in the kitchen right now.
I'm Katie. At our house, we're cooking with Kaiser. Kaiser foil.
Katie knows you'll be strong for Kaiser.
Because it's so strong for you. The latest crinkle and kitchen foil. It's quilted. It's Kaiser foil.
It's quilted. The diamond pattern, the ridges, make Kaiser foil so strong. See, it holds an 18-pound turkey without breaking. The Kaiser quilting does it. Ideal for broiling.
Press in, won't puncture. Turn him over, refuses to tear.
And Kaiser foil is ideal for roasting.
Wrap snug, nary a split.
So get the quilted foil, or the household foil, or all-purpose foil. All made by
Kaiser. Kaiser.
You have been watching the Kaiser Aluminum Hour. Presented by Kaiser Aluminum, the bright star of metals. Thank you, and good night.
Is your son in this picture? Or your daughter in this one? Maybe they would have been if you'd started saving sooner for their college education. If you'd joined the payroll savings plan way back in 1943 when you first planned to, and saved regularly through the years in safe, sure United States savings bonds. By saving regularly from each paycheck, you can be assured of the necessary funds to do many of the things you've dreamed about. Perhaps it might be a modern home of today, or financial independence in the years of retirement, or even a long-planned vacation trip. And remember, too, that those savings bonds protect you against emergencies. They're always available if you need cash for a rainy day. So start now. Join the payroll savings plan where you work for regular investment in United States savings bonds.